The desert. A place that, while beautiful and perplexing, is a habitat full of danger and decay. Starvation, dehydration, and attack by animals are all possible if one comes ill-prepared. This is precisely why many in the modern world prefer to spend their remaining years browsing through social media on their couches, or go on tropical resorts, or anything else of the sort, rather than being one with the natural world. However, there are still those who dare to make a vacation spot out of any place, no matter how adventurous. And the example we will be taking you through today is at a small resort located in Mono, California. Well, here we are. At first glance, it seems like any other desert. Mountains, sand, dead trees. Not really any green. Wait, is that grass I see? The Benton Hot Springs Resort is located 30 miles north from Bishop, California. Instead of blocking the scenery and establishing a large hotel, this place appears to have partnered with nature to create a relaxing getaway for visitors. When you arrive at the resort, you are greeted with a lounge area outside that has grass and even a small garden. You book your stay for a night or two in one of 4 separate houses. The one my family stayed in is called the Bungalow. With a 1960s theme, this was the first house built on the property, and features a lounging area in the back where you can overlook the huge snow-topped mountains that are essentially in your backyard. The other 3 houses you can stay at are the Hobbit House, which has a cottage aesthetic, the Conway House, originally a boarding school, and the Hacienda House, located a little farther on a hill overlooking the surrounding landscape. In addition to the houses, you can stay in one of several suites at the Benton Hot Springs Inn, or the Miners' Cabin, a house that was back from when Benton was a mining town. The main attraction of a stay at Benton Hot Springs is, well, the hot tubs. You would never expect to find these in the middle of the desert, but here they are. Each house or site that you stay at has a hot tub that is always filled to the brim with smoldering hot water. It is quite a surreal experience to be sitting in a hot tub with the great landscape of the Californian desert surrounding you. Whenever I find myself in a well-developed location that is disconnected from any kind of modern metropolis, I start to wonder how any of it is possible. How is this small resort in the middle of the desert, miles from the nearest town, able to supply enough water for a multitude of hot tubs, let alone make the water as burning hot as it is? Thankfully, I had the opportunity to talk to a scientist who is knowledgeable enough to explain how such magic can be possible.
Okay, so how exactly does Benton Hot Springs get its water? Because they got hot tubs and, all the faucets, and it's out in the middle of nowhere. How does it get all of this water?
Well, son, like most places, water comes from the mountains. The snow melts, and it travels through streams and creeks and rivers down into the valleys. And that's what Benton is. Right here, the eastern side of the Sierra Nevada. So it gets its water from that area. Now, why is it hot, you ask? Well, could be one of 2 reasons. It could be that this particular area, region, this side of the Sierra Nevadas, the magma comes close to the surface of the Earth's crust, warming up that bottom. The other thing is that the Earth's crust is filled with all kinds of radioactive unstable isotopes. And as the radioactive isotopes in the Earth's crust decay, it releases heat, and that warms up water as well. Those are the two ways that I know of that we get hot springs. I'm not too, well, you know, and driving through we saw a lot of evidence of volcanic activity. So I'm inclined to believe it's because of shallow magma chambers. Whatever the reason, I like it.
So if you do ever visit Benton Hot Springs, while you are basking in the hot tubs or using the water, focus on the fact that it is being provided to you by Mother Nature, and not some corporation. Even more fascinating than the presentation of the resort is the town's history. It was originally settled on by the Paiute native people, who spent their days basking in its hot springs. It seems this land has been true to its name even before European settlers. In the 1860s, as the world continued to change and expand, Benton turned into a mining town on account of silver being discovered in the nearby hills. But, while other mining towns became abandoned and forgotten once all the riches had been collected, Benton continued to thrive. In 1928, the land was purchased by Buster and Mabel Bramlett, and their family has owned the property ever since. The more time you spend in this place, the more fascinated you become by how such an establishment can survive deep in the desert. You can even find a stream on the property that a duck calls home, right across the street from an endless barren desert. It is a resort that is so simple in its presentation, yet still so pleasurable, and successfully turns an environment that is otherwise uninhabitable for us into a pleasant, restful getaway from our everyday problems.
Que lejos estoy del suelo donde nací. Intensa nostalgia inundaría mi pensamiento al verme tan solo y triste. Cual hoja al viento, quisiera llorar, quisiera morir de sentimiento. Oh tierra del sol, suspiro por verte, ahora que lejos yo vivo sin luz, sin amor. Al verme tan solo y triste, cual hoja al viento, quisiera